Hi everyone. Today I want to share how to make this really simple pinch bag, and I call it a pinch bag just because of how you put it together, and you'll understand why in a second. But it's a great little treat bag to have in your crafting repertoire because it's so simple to make, and you can just use up simple bits of your designer series paper and a tiny bit of cardstock, and you can decorate it in any way really. And the nice thing about it is that it stands up nice. It's kind of similar to that sour cream treat bag. It's just that it has a base, and so it just kind of stands up nicely, and you can have them out as party favors or at a place setting, or hand them to teachers, put it on a desk of a coworker, whatever, and it's just a really nice little treat. And they're a nice size because sometimes treat holders are just too small, and you put all that effort in to only put in a couple little candies. And so this is actually a really nice size. I'm doing this trick-or-treat one, and I was able to get those vampire teeth, you know, those glow-in-the-dark vampire teeth that the kids can put on at Halloween. And also I was able to get a spider ring and a bunch of candies, and they all fit in here. And so that's a really nice size box for giving a treat. But it also would fit, you know, hand lotions and all kinds of things. And if you're going to give things to your crafty friends, you can even fit, you know, some adhesive in there. Just really nice size. You can make this bigger or smaller, but I think this is the perfect size, so I'm going to show you this one, and I'll also show you one that I've adapted. Before I get started, I thought I would point out a couple of things used here. This is the Everything Essential stamp set with the tag bundle that goes with it, Essential Tag Paper Punch, and it's a really nice little thing. And I did a video on this collection before, and I've shown this collection before. This is Beautiful Autumn, and it's got these punches with acorns and things. I really love this paper, which is called Gilded Autumn. This one is Trimming the Town. And then the one that I'm going to use right now is called Magic in This Night, and it's a Halloween themed paper, and it's got all kinds of fun images. These spiders are really fun. I'm using the bats on mine, but there's also some non-Halloween, like one side might have spiders, but then the other side has a nice black plain. This side has like spooky lace spider webby looking detail, but then the other side has a fall floral. So it's kind of a nice Halloween paper in that it's not so strictly Halloween. Here's the bats on one side, and then you've got, now these flowers can be spooky because they're black, but it also can be dressed up, and I think it could look really fancy too, and you can maybe even sponge some color on there, and that might be fun. So the paper Magic in This Night is meant for the Halloween. It's in our Halloween area in the catalog, but it's just really I like that they've made the backside something non-Halloween-ish because I make some Halloween treats. I make a lot of Halloween treat holders, but you know, sometimes you have leftover Halloween paper, and they're always going to come out with a new one next year, so I like that I can use it for fall. Okay, so anyway, we're going to make this little treat box here, and you need a piece of designer series paper cut 4.5 by 8.5. Now the 4.5 size can vary. I think it's a nice size, but you can make it even taller if you wanted to, so you can, or even shorter. But I think 4.5 is kind of the good dimension for this particular pinch box. And then you need a piece of cardstock that's 3 inches square. And then what we're going to do with this is we're going to score 1/2 inch on all the sides. So you're just going to turn it and score 1/2 inch all the way around. And then you're just going to snip like that. So you've got your base, and this is what's going to help the treat bag stand up, and so it's kind of nice to have a nice little standing flat base, but no one's really going to see this, so you can do it in a coordinating cardstock or whatever you have. And all you do is just going to fold it up like so. So you've put a little bit of adhesive on the flaps and just hold it for a second and it'll take, so it's really no fuss. Just going to pinch those closed, and the glue is already tacky, and I think we're good to go. Okay, now you're going to use another adhesive to wrap your designer series paper around, and I think that the tear tape is nice for this because it's easy to apply and it's got a nice strong hold. So you're going to just take the tear tape and go around this little base. Okay, now you're going to want to grab your designer series paper, and sometimes it's easier to not take the backing off the whole thing as you wrap around. That's up to you. So you can start by just kind of unrolling part of it and then unwrapping that backing as you go. And you want to find a center. So start at the center of one of the sides. So don't start at a corner. So I'm in the middle here, and I just realized I'm wrapping the wrong way for how I unrolled it. Okay, so you're just going to wrap around, and I call it a pinch box because you're just going to pinch that corner and then wrap, pinch it around that corner, wrap, pinch it around that corner, and then before you do that last one, add some more of your tear tape along this edge. Okay, so now you're going to pinch it around this corner and overlap. And then press it closed. There. And then now to close your, fill it with your treats, you're just going to pinch it closed at the top and use a hole punch to punch a hole. I'm going to do two little holes next to each other so I can kind of feed my ribbon in. Like so. You can do one hole and do a bow at the top. That's kind of up to you. Now I'm going to use this little spider paper. I should mention that the magic in this night is a suite of products, and so it's got this fun paper, and there's matching stamp set with these bats that coordinate with the bats here, and that lacy paper. Remember I showed you there was some lacy spiderwebby doily looking background paper. It goes with that, and here's those spiders, so you can have spiders crawling up your bag. That would be fun. But I'm going to use this bat and also this trick or treat. And then the dies for this are really fun. You've got cutouts for the spider and the bats, and you've got some smaller little tiny bats as well. And then here's a little fun lacy edge, and these labels are really cool. They kind of look, I mean, they're good for anything really, but I think this little curvature to them really lends itself for, I don't know, Halloween for some reason. Just that adding that little curve makes it interesting. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to line this up on my bag and add holes to it. I could have probably done it all at the same time, but going through 3 layers might have been too much. There. Okay, so I'm just lined up, so I added some holes here. And then just to make my life easier, I'm going to stick this down so it doesn't flop as I'm trying to thread my ribbon through. So I've got it lined up with the holes. Maybe. Okay, so it's just that way, it's just not going to flap around. There. Okay, and then I'm just going to stamp these bats. They're really cute, and I'm using some black cardstock and Versamark, which is a sticky watermark stamp pad for embossing. So I'm going to ink this up. And then I want another small bat, so I grabbed a tiny piece of cardstock. There we go. All right, I'm using white embossing powder. And then I'm going to heat these up. I'll fast forward during the heat gun part because it's kind of loud, and you know how that works. All right, now I'm going to cut out these bats and I will be right back. Now notice that both bats are on one die, which kind of saves time. Sort of nice. Okay, so we've got our little bats, we've got our bag. I'm going to use the Trick or Treat stamp. And I just used on this one, I have lots of little strips of Whisper White in my scrap bag because, you know, you're trimming things all the time and you end up with these little tiny pieces. I also had some green and orange and I thought, well, maybe that would look cool. Or green. So I thought maybe I would use these little scraps for a few of them too. And they're going to different kids, so they won't know. Okay, and then for the ends, you can treat them different ways. I'm going to go ahead and give them a little banner end or flag end. Now I like to tie my ribbon on next, at least get it through before I fill my bags, and I'll tie the bow and then I'll untie it when I fill it, but just kind of thread from the front and go through both sides and then come back. I like to have this part at least done before I start adding things to the front, just because you're fiddling with it quite a bit and I don't want to bump things off. Okay, and then you don't tie it all the way until after you fill it, so just kind of give yourself some room here to fill your items, and then go ahead and start decorating. And I just added my little Trick or Treat banner. And some fun bats, and some of them can be tucked behind. And then this one I popped up on dimensionals just to make him different. There we go. And then once you've got your bag filled, then go ahead and tie your bow like so. And then you've got cute little treats, and see how that was so fast and so simple really, and how you decorate it. You can do elaborate things or simple little tags, and you've got a cute little treat holder. So this is a really nice one to have around. I want to show you real quickly if you did want to make it bigger. So this one used a 3 by 3 inch square for a base, and then we scored it at 1/2 inch, which left me with, you know, this is a 2 inch square then out of the 3. So what if you wanted to go up 1 inch? So you can do that, and then you would have, so this was a 4 inch square, and then when you score 1/2 inch all around, it leaves you with a 3 inch base. And then if you think about it, then that means you need 12 inches around, 3 times 4. And then that would just really not give you any overlap. So you know how when we put that strip down and we overlapped. So if you wanted to make a bigger one, that's great, it would work, but then you need something to cover that seam because they don't quite have any room, wiggle room for overlap. So here I was playing around with making a bigger bag for some Christmas things. I thought maybe this could be a jolly little elf or something, and maybe I'd find a little elf stamp or something like that. And or you can even do this as a Santa, maybe make a belt around it, I don't know. But so this is just a fun little strip of 1.5 inch designer series paper, and I've scalloped the edges with a die from the Stitched Be Mine heart. So you can see what you have to make a cute little section in the middle that'll take the place of that overlap, but it's the same thing otherwise. So this is a larger one, and then you just pinch it closed and tie a nice bow, so it makes it wider. And so that's fun. You can also pinch it double, so you could pinch in on the sides like this and then flatten it, but I think this is cuter. And so anyway, this is how you would do a bigger one. But I really like this size. I think this is a really great size for so many little gifty things. And you could even put a gift card in here with some chocolate. That would be perfect too. A gift card would fit in there. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that you like this little pinch box, and you know, kind of think of it when next time you need a little treat holder. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll come back again. Bye.